The idea that white South Africans are facing genocide is not only controversial but also deeply divisive, and it's at the heart of a growing rift between South Africa and the United States. But here's where it gets even more complicated. The Trump administration's decision to prioritize refugee applications from white Afrikaners has sparked outrage in South Africa, with officials calling it a baseless and racially charged move. The South African government has pushed back hard, arguing that claims of a white genocide are not only discredited but also lack any credible evidence to support them. Earlier this week, a group of prominent Afrikaners themselves rejected this narrative in an open letter, with some even labeling the U.S. relocation scheme as racist. This raises a critical question. If the very community supposedly under threat doesn't believe it's being persecuted, why is the U.S. pushing this agenda? The South African government points out that the low number of white Afrikaners signing up to relocate to the US is a clear indication that they do not feel endangered. And this is the part most people miss. The Trump administration's refugee cap for 2020 was set at a record low of just 7,500, yet the focus on white Afrikaners seems oddly specific. While exact figures of white South Africans admitted through this scheme aren't publicly available, South Africa's crime statistics show no evidence that white people are disproportionately targeted compared to other racial groups. So, where does this narrative come from? The controversy began earlier this year when President Trump offered refugee status to Afrikaners, descendants of Dutch and French settlers, after South African President Cyril Ramaphosa signed a land reform law. This law allows the government to expropriate land without compensation in rare cases, a move aimed at addressing historical injustices from apartheid. But Trump framed it as an attack on white farmers, even going so far as to claim they were being killed and persecuted. Here's where it gets truly unsettling. During a meeting with Ramaphosa in the Oval Office, Trump presented a photo he claimed showed body bags of murdered white South Africans. However, Reuters later revealed the photo was actually taken in the Democratic Republic of Congo, thousands of miles away. Similarly, a video the White House shared, allegedly showing burial sites of murdered white farmers, turned out to be footage from a 2020 protest where crosses symbolized farmers killed over multiple years. These misrepresentations have only deepened the controversy. South Africa's ambassador to Washington, Ibrahim Rasool, was expelled months ago after accusing Trump of mobilizing supremacism and using white victimhood as a dog whistle. This incident underscores the tension between the two nations, but it also raises broader questions about the role of race and politics in international relations. Now, here's the big question. Is the US's focus on white Afrikaners a genuine humanitarian effort, or is it a politically motivated move that perpetuates harmful stereotypes? And what does this say about how global powers address, or exploit, issues of race and inequality? Let's keep the conversation going. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. For more in-depth coverage, visit bbcafrica.com or follow us on Twitter at BBC Africa, Facebook at BBC Africa, and Instagram at Cafrica.